Hi guys. Okay. So for today's class, you need all the things, blocks, blanket, strap, and we're gonna start in a supported bridge Supta Baddha Konasana hybrid. Supported bridge. I meant supported fish, sorry. So you need a blanket roll and potentially a couple of blocks. That's a personal preference thing. If you would like to use the blocks under your outer legs, you certainly can. That part is optional. So get your bolster rolled up, place it. And of course, as always, if you need a moment before get into this shape, that is totally fine. And then I'm just putting a tiny bit of support for the back of my head. I'm putting a second blanket here. That's a me thing. Um, like I said, blocks under the outer legs if you want, your choice. So when you're ready to make this shape, it's shoulder blades on the blanket. Arms should be free from the blanket. And then um, I've been finding lately that I prefer a little bit of lift for the back of my head. You can certainly do the same. You can do block or blanket under the back of the head. Got some neck stuff going on. Bottoms of the feet together, knees wide, with or without support under the outer knees or hips. We'll be here for a little bit. So if you find that you need to straighten out the legs, that's always available to you. But try to hang for a few minutes in the Supta Baddha Konasana shape, at least. Okay. So take your time to set up well. And once you feel good about your shape, then start to find stillness and start to find softening and settling. So I spent the past few days in New York City, and one, not a lot of time to practice, and two, just the hustle and bustle of that city. And it was fantastic, and I'm super grateful. We had a blast. I definitely noticed by the last day, I was like a little more irritable and agitated than usual. And I think partly because I'm just not used to all that. I'm not used to that much noise and commotion and um, humanity around me all the time. And so, like, you know, I tuned into that, right? So, like, that's part of what we do here is we tune in and we hone our capacity to notice. Notice what's up in the body and notice what's up in the breath. Start to put some awareness onto your breathing. With the chest lifted in this way, I especially like to breathe down the front of the spine. So, invitation, if you would like, to inhale through the nose down the front of the cervical spine. So that's your neck vertebrae. Down the front of the thoracic spine, the whole upper back to the mid back. Down the front of your lumbar spine, your low back. Maybe eventually even the front of the sacrum and tailbone, all the way into the pelvis. And breathing up and out that same trajectory so you can visualize that. Some of you guys know the anatomy of the skeletal system. You know the spine. You can picture the structures I'm talking about. You can see the inhale moving down those 7 cervical vertebrae, 12 thoracic vertebrae, 5 lumbar vertebrae, sacrum, tailbone, back of the pelvis. And hopefully that is bringing some increased depth and smoothness to your breath cycle. And so, with the body stilled and the breath deepened, we've been here for a few minutes. Check in with the heart mind. And so, if you would like to set an intention for your practice today, you're welcome to do so here. Just something that is going to be your focus if you choose it. And then, sometime in the next few rounds of breath, if you have not done so already, you can slide your legs out long. And take a few breaths like that if you like. And then you're going to take the bolster out from underneath you and you're going to keep a hold of it. So you can kind of tip yourself over enough to remove that guy and hold on to it. Some of you guys have done this with me before, I'm sure. We're going to do our little bench press, like hold of the bolster. So I've got my hands wrapped around it, my thumbs on one side, my forefingers on the other, and it's right up above my shoulders, like a bench press situation. My hands are about shoulder distance apart. You might go a little wider if you're tight in the shoulders because we're going to take this overhead. So you can inhale and drop slowly the backs of the hands to or toward the floor. Let's do a chair. And then reverse slowly, like you're dragging this bolster through mud. Slowly bring it back up to that bench press position. And that's the action. So waking up the shoulders. Blanket is pretty light, but you can create resistance in the way that you pull the bolster through space. Don't be in a rush. Let's do a couple more. And then when you're ready, you can set the bolster off to the side. And we'll bend the knees and place the feet on the floor at about hip distance apart. So we'll do a little hands-free Supta Padangusthasana work. So I like arms in a T shape for this. You can see what you think. But we're gonna do, we'll start with straight up in the air. So pick up the right foot and exhale your right leg straight like the Supta Padangusthasana one, but you're not gonna use the strap. You're gonna just squeeze the leg and reach the heel up. And then set it down and go other side. Inhale, pick up left foot, exhale, squeeze the leg, kick the heel up. And that's it. Go back and forth a few times like that. Root down through the back of the pelvis and get the leg as close to you as you can. So you'll notice I'm pulling my knee in first before I extend the leg. So I'm trying to get the leg as close to me as I can without using my arms so that I can start to get that opening on the back of the leg and really engage. So we did a different version of this last week. Last week we started crossing the midline. This week we're going to do the opposite. We're going to start to open up. So the next time that you do the right leg, instead of going straight up, take it a few inches over to the right, like outside of hip distance. And then do the same thing on the left. And the idea, just as last week, we gradually cross the midline more and more. This time we're going to gradually open up more and more. So working our way from a Supta Padangusthasana 1 shape toward a Supta Padangusthasana 2 shape, but slowly, right? So really making stops along the way, exploring lots of different spots. There, my dishwasher just stopped running. It was seeming very noisy to me this morning. Hopefully you guys couldn't hear it. Oh, I'm just like opening a few inches wider each time. I'm maybe halfway there. Maybe. Eventually, you'll reach a point where you're opening as wide as you can. Right, maybe toward the fingers of that hand that's down there. And I'm getting a little lift up of my other pelvic half. I'm trying to minimize it, but you can kind of navigate that, how what's most skillful for you. I'm not totally allowing it, Trying to muscularize to keep the pelvis as level as I can, but it's definitely hard without the hands. Okay, a couple more. Just kicking the foot toward the hand as best you can. And then eventually you can let that go. Take a couple more if you want. The next thing that we're going to do when you are ready is strap the thighs. So put your legs in the strap and cinch it around hip distance, maybe outer hip distance, slightly, maybe, just slightly wider if that feels more skillful in your body, but not too wide. And then we're going to pick up a spinal undulation one with abduction. So you're going to break out against the strap, squeeze the legs, and then start to pick up a pelvic rock. So inhale, tip the pelvis forward, arching the low back. Exhale, tip the pelvis back, gluing the low back down. Keep tension on the strap. Getting some activation here that we're going to need later. And just moving with your breath. And then you can still that sometime in the next few rounds of breath. Keep the strap there, but just release the tension. Just relax for a moment when you're ready. And then we're going to do a few glute lifts. So when you're ready, put the tension back on the strap. Spread your toes and root down into your feet, and then lift the back of the pelvis to hover off the mat. Keep breaking the strap apart. Activate the glutes and the outer hips simultaneously now. Relax your jaw, your shoulders, your face. And you can drop the tension for a moment, put the back of the pelvis down, release the tension on the strap. And we'll dive back in for a second set. Up to you if you want to lift a little higher this time. I like to sort of try a couple different spots just to get slightly different activation. We're not back bending today, so that's not necessarily lifting up into a big bridge isn't necessarily necessary. Doesn't mean you can't. You can if you want to. Then you can let that go when you're ready and unclick the strap. Just set it somewhere nearby. We're not done with it. Mm. So then from here, we'll go spinal 2. So you're going to interlace your hands or just rest your fingertips on the back of your head. And inhale, tip the pelvis forward. And this time on exhale, hug the elbows in, scoop the belly back, chin to chest, lift the shoulders. So start to activate pretty strongly in the core here. On that exhale, really lift and tone the pelvic floor and really scoop the low belly, the belly button in and up hollow there as best you can. So once you've got that action really well established, we're going to add a rotation. So as you exhale and lift up next time, you're going to take elbows to the right. And really, what I'd like you to feel here on this particular day is your obliques activating. So you might not go super high, but get that good side bend. So maybe elbows like more to the right and less up, and then more to the left. See if you can feel that side waist really turn on and activate here. And you can vary up the angle of the twist. Just hit a couple more of these. You can, if you like to finish with a neutral lift up in the center, you sure can sometime in the next few rounds. Let's let that one go. Just pause for a moment. And then you're going to come to lie on your right side. Have your strap handy. And put yourself in a nice neutral line so that your heels are in line with your knees, hips, shoulders, and then prop your head on your hand. And you can kind of use the left hand for balance as needed, right? So maybe it's just fingertips. See how much you need it. And then you're going to hover your left leg up. So press your right leg down into the mat and lift your left leg up. And then from here, we're going to do some rotation. So you're going to turn your toes up toward the ceiling, externally rotate your left leg, and then turn them down toward the floor, internally rotate. And do that a few times. No big hurry. External rotation, internal rotation. And I'm feeling especially wobbly today as I do this. So notice the stabilization needed by pressing the outer right leg down and engaging the core, the belly. And then the next time that you've got the toes up toward the ceiling, external rotation of the left hip, keep that. And then bend your knee and draw your knee up toward your shoulder as much as you can without grabbing on. Yeah, frog. Squeeze. Squeeze that knee in toward your left shoulder. And then set your foot down on your leg like vrikshasana, like the tree pose. And you can use your hand to give you a little assist here now to get that foot set. And then press your foot down into your leg, press your right leg still into the floor, and send your outer left knee back in space. If you can release the left arm, cool. You don't have to. Couple breaths like this. And then either with your hand or your strap, you're going to catch your left foot. So your strap should be right there in front of you. If you need it to grab a hold of your left foot, Draw that elbow, draw that knee, wrong joint, in toward you, and then extend the leg any amount on Tasana. Pull the belly button in and up. Press the outer right leg down. Tuck the outer left hip under and take the left leg back any amount. Breath, soften your jaw. Release the tops of the shoulders away from your ears. Good. Okay. You can let that go and roll through to the other side as you are ready. Bring your strap with you if you're using it. Look down the body and set up a nice long line. Everything all lined up. And then get nice and steady as best you can. And when you're ready, float the right leg up. And then we start the rotation. So turn the toes up. Then turn the toes slowly down. And do that several times. And notice the organization of the pelvis as you change the rotation of the femur bone in the hip socket. What's happening in there? And what muscle do you feel turn on as you move through this sequence? And then maybe the next time that you've got the toes pointed up toward the ceiling, external rotation, pull that left knee in froggy style, squeeze without grabbing it with your hand. And then you can set it down like the tree pose. And again, if you want to grab the ankle to get that foot up there, go for it. Squeeze the left leg, press it down, press the right foot down, pull your belly button in. Maybe you can release the right hand. And when you're ready, it's the Anantasana. You grab the foot, pull that knee in close, either strap or hand to the right foot, and extend the leg any amount. Several breaths here. And that outer right leg back a little bit. Tuck that hip under. Okay. When you're ready, release. And come onto your back. Neutral shape of your choice, several breaths, check in. We'll make our transition to the downward facing dog as you're ready. Take your time. Hmm. So when you end up in your downward facing dog, just make any movements that seem useful. And start to think about your alignment as you settle in. So hands at least shoulder distance apart, preferably a bit wider. Index fingers about parallel to one another and fingers well spread. Root down into all of your finger bones. Press weight out through the whole hand. That keeps the wrists protected. From there, light up the arms and roll the triceps down toward the floor, spreading your shoulder blades apart on your back. External rotation of humerus bones in the shoulder sockets. Let's bend the knees and come up on the tiptoes. Roll those arms down one more time. Root into your thumb and index finger with that external arm rotation and press your chest back toward the tops of your thighs. From here, straighten the legs. Still up on the tippy toes. Lengthen your side waists. And then slowly descend the heels. Inhale, come forward, plank. Push the floor away. Press the finger bones down. Reach the crown of your head away from your heels and pull your belly in and up. From your legs. Exhale the plank. Inhale the dog. Do that a couple of times. Good. Next time that you are in the plank shape, you could lower the knees or not and head slowly to your belly. Poke the elbows back, scoop the belly, and lower, 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 lower. Untuck the toes when you get there. Hug the elbows in. Press the tops of the feet down. Tuck your tail and firm your legs. And roll your shoulders up, back, and down to lift the head and chest. Bhujangasana, cobra pose. Long side waists, strong legs. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Breathe. Good. Lower down. Relax for a moment. Slide your hands back so that heels of the hands are more or less in line with your lowest ribs. Hug the elbows in. Press the tops of the feet down. Squeeze your legs, tuck your tail, and lift up Chaturanga Cobra. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Good. Lower. Take your arms down by your sides. If you want, you can turn one ear to the mat. Thumbs down, pinkies up. Squeeze your inner thighs. Squeeze your legs, tuck your tail. Lift everything up, Shalabhasana. Pinky blade edge of the hands up, heels up, head up, belly strong. Squeeze your inner legs together. Good. Relax. Option to turn other ear to the mat if you did last time. Good, you guys. When you're ready, slide the fingertips back. Tuck your toes. Press back downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to the plank. Squeeze the legs and lower the knees right where they are. So now we're in a knee down plank. From here, you might slide your left hand over just a little bit so it's more directly underneath your shoulder. And then release the right arm, reach it straight out to the side like a T. Belly button in and up. Lift and tone your pelvic floor, firm your legs. Set your right hand down, left arm up. T shape. Left hand down. Right arm reaches up on the diagonal like a Y. Right hand down. Left arm to the Y shape. Left hand down. Right arm straight up. Bicep in line with the ear. Set it down. Left arm, bicep in line with the ear. Reach it straight forward. Good. Lower down. Child's pose. Just relax the arms for a few breaths. Reach the arms forward, spread the fingers. Press all the finger bones down. Tuck the toes. Send the hips back and up. Downward facing dog. Step your feet wide. Wide dog. Press your chest back. Root your finger bones, spread your toes. Wrap your triceps down toward the floor. From here, slowly walk your hands back to your feet. Wide Uttanasana. Turn your toes out. Heels in. Drop into a squat. Drop your tail. Hug your knees in toward your triceps and press your triceps out against your knees. You can raise the hands to Anjali Mudra if that's available. Lift your side waists. Drop your tail. Lift your heart. Press your hands together. Scoop your belly back. Good. Hands down. Hips up. Walk it forward. Downward facing dog. Walk your hands toward your feet and your feet toward your hands. And then turn your feet 90 degrees. Option to grab blocks under the hands here if you want them. Soften the knees. Plant the hands under the shoulders and step the feet out wide. So hands either to blocks or floor, shoulders over wrists. Spread your toes. Squeeze your legs. And walk your hands back any amount. Prasarita Padottanasana. Bring your sitting bones in line with your heels as best you can. Hug your elbows in if you've got your hands grounded and your elbows bent. Take your shoulder blades toward your back pockets. Firm your legs. Take 2 more breaths. Good. Walk your hands out. Soften your knees. Heel toe your feet in until you can kind of walk yourself back to your downward facing dog. Let's put blocks top corners of the mat. From here, down dog. Squeeze your legs. Take an inhale to look forward. And exhale your right foot outside of your right hand. Wide low lunge. Keep your back knee lifted. Pull your belly button in. Lift the front of your spine. And you're going to turn all 10 toes to the right. So you're on your outer left foot. And then you'll lift the right arm up. This is our first side plank variation, first of many. This is probably the most supported one. Squeeze your left leg and press your outer left foot into the ground. Press your bottom of your right foot into the ground. Pull your belly button in and up. And then lower back into your wide lunge. And step back downward facing dog. Inhale to look forward. Exhale, left side wide lunge. Take a few breaths here. Knee stacks on top of the ankle. Spread the fingers, spread the toes. Lengthen the front of the spine, activate the belly. And then you'll turn all 10 toes to the left, outer edge of right foot, bottom of left foot, and reach your left arm up. Plank, side plank variation, Vasisthasana variation. So you've got the support of your left foot pressing into the floor here. So this is an option to return to should you need to. And then turn the toes forward, hands to the ground, step back, downward facing dog. And you're gonna walk your feet up to your hands, hip distance Uttanasana. Spread your toes. Relax the back of the neck, drop the crown of the head, scoop the belly button in and up, squeeze your legs. Soften your knees and roll up through your spine. Stand in the Tadasana, top of the mat. Spread your toes. Root into the four corners of each foot, both feet. Lift your arches of your feet up. Lift your kneecaps up. Lift your side waists up. Lift the crown of your head up. Broaden your collarbones. Soften the tops of your shoulders away from your ears, lengthening the sides of your neck. Take a couple more breaths. Standing on your right leg, turn your left toes out and come into Vrikshasana, tree pose. So you can have left toes grounded, left foot on your left calf, left foot on your right calf, rather, or left foot on your inner right thigh. Yeah. Anywhere except for the knee. Don't put your foot on your knee. Press your left foot into your right leg and your right leg into your left foot. You can bring your hands to heart center, or you can take your arms up. Our next move from here in a few breaths is going to be a high lunge. So you have to decide whether you want to step back to Tadasana, but put the left foot on the floor, and then back to the high lunge, or whether you want to go straight from here. Either option is valid. After one more breath, we're going on Anjaneyasana, high lunge. So left foot goes back. It can either go to the floor first and then back, or straight back, high lunge. Spread your right toes. Squeeze your left leg. Reach your arms up. Pull your belly button in and up. Soften your jaw. Good. Spin your left heel down. Open up, warrior two, and head into a side angle. Right hand to a block, or maybe to your right ankle. Let's take the left arm straight up today. Squeeze your legs. Root into your outer left heel and lean your left shoulder back. Look at your right foot. Maybe adjust the height of the block if you've got one. And slowly, gently straighten your right leg, Trikonasana. Keep that left arm reaching straight up. Make sure both sides of your neck are long. Lift your kneecaps. And your right knee. Low lunge. Hands frame the foot. Step your left foot up to meet your right foot. Soften your knees and roll up through your spine. Breathe Tadasana. Turn your right toes out. Vrikshasana, tree pose. Whatever version you did on the other side. Spread the toes of your standing foot. Root into your standing leg. Externally rotate your right leg, so send your outer knee back. Option to keep the hands together or lift the arms. Same thing's going to happen. We're going to go to the high lunge. So decide whether you're stepping your right foot to the floor first or not. And then take the right leg back. On Anjaneyasana, spread your left toes, square your hips. Squeeze your back leg, lift your side waist up and draw them back. Pass briefly through warrior two on your way to the side angle. Right arm's gonna go up. Drop your left sitting bone. Lean your right shoulder back. Pull your belly button in and to the right. Look at your left foot. Adjust block as needed. And slowly straighten your left leg, Trikonasana. Right arm still reaching strongly. Lean right shoulder back. Both sides of the neck long, both sides of the waist long. And then it's the low lunge. You're going to step your right foot up just for symmetry's sake. Keep the knees soft. Plant the hands. Walk back to the downward facing dog. And inhale, forward plank. Now you could step your right foot outside of your right hand for that variation. Otherwise, you're going to turn all 10 toes to the right. Staggered feet. Lift the right arm up. Press the left fingers into the floor. Squeeze the legs. So this is second stage. Take the right hand down. Plank. Flip the toes. Left arm up. Squeeze the legs. Good. Take the left hand down. Turn the toes. Press back downward facing dog. You can lower the knees here if you need to. Let's go 3 breaths. And then once again, we'll bring the feet to the hands. Let's take a nice, easy Uttanasana for a couple breaths. You could even keep the knees soft if that feels helpful. Good, you guys. Turn the toes, or turn yourself 90 degrees to the right. And then once again, if you need the blocks, bring them with you. Same thing. Walk the feet wide. Put the shoulders over the wrists, Arta. Halfway lift. Reach the front of the spine long. Squeeze the legs, spread the toes. Lift the front of the spine, lengthen the side waists, and then walk it back any amount. Take your shoulder blades toward your back pockets. If your hands are grounded and your elbows are bent, hug your elbows in toward one another. Squeeze your legs. Walk the hands forward. Heel toe your feet in a little bit. And just walk yourself back around toward the top of your mat. Not a very fancy transition. Soften your knees and roll up through your spine when you're ready. Okay. This set, you've got a couple of options. You can go the same tree variation that you did before, or you can take it up a notch. So, option two, if you were lower, try to go higher, right? Try to go here. And you could even keep a hold of your foot, right? So, like if you've got to hang on to get it up there, cool, cool. Yeah. So, second set tree, standing firmly on your right leg. Turn your left toes out. Come on up into whatever version you're going to do. And I'm going to offer T-shaped arms this time if you can. So if it's available, stretch your arms out like a T. Press your foot into your leg into your foot. Externally rotate. Take your left outer knee back. Lift your belly button in and up. We're going to do the same move. We're going to head to the high lunge. So you can either put your foot down or not. And back you go on Janasana. Just take a couple breaths. Good. Open up. And stretch into Parsva Konasana. If you want to take the arm up and over this time, you can. Or stick with the T-shape arm. Shift the arm up if it's over. Look at your foot. And press into Trikonasana. Squeeze your legs. And then low lunge. And step the left foot up. Soften the knees, roll up through the spine. Tadasana. Turn your right toes out. Come into the highest version of the tree that you can safely manage. And then once you're steady, if it's available, T-shape arms. And then from here, it's the high lunge, whatever transition is best for you. Reach up, spread the toes, squeeze the back leg. Open briefly into warrior two as a transition into side angle, arm of your choice. Drop the left sitting bone, roll the torso open toward the ceiling. Shift the right arm up if it isn't, and transition into triangle. And then it's a low lunge. Step that right foot up briefly and keep the knees soft. Plant the hands, good hand placement. Walk it back. Downward facing dog. This time, inhale, forward plank. And if you can, you take the big toes right together and turn stacked legs, toes to the right, right arm up, squeeze the legs. From here, if it's available, hover the right leg up. Down through plank you go. When you're ready, big toes touch. Shift it to the other side. And if you can, lift the left leg up. Plank. Press back, either down dog or child's pose, 3 breaths. Walk your feet up to your hands. Soften your knees and roll up through your spine. Okay. We're going to move through that one more time. And this time, your option for the standing balance is any of the prior work in tree or Hatha Padangusthasana 2, which may require a strap. So we did the Anantasana side lying. So this is the standing version of that same shape. Grab the foot and extend. So catch a strap if you think you want it. And it'll be right leg grounded first. So I'll stay facing this way so you guys can see. So ground the right leg, turn the left leg out, and you're either going to a tree variation or you're grabbing your left foot with your hand or the strap. And then, like we did, hike that knee up as much as you can and then extend any amount. The knee doesn't have to get all the way straight. Squeeze the legs, lift the spine, pull the belly button in and up. Transition is once again to the high lunge. So you decide how you're going to get there. I've got to do a little maneuvering. So we'll meet in the Anjayanasana. Good. Exhale, warrior two. This gets a little flowy today. Vinyasa is my first love. So exhale, side angle. Look at your right foot. Triangle. Low lunge. Step your left foot up to meet your right. Soften your knees. Roll up through your spine. Turn your right toes out. Stand firmly on your left leg. Spread your left toes. Either tree pose or right hand or strap to right foot. Hike that knee up as much as you can without sending your hips out of alignment. And extend the right leg straight or straight-ish. Hatha Padangusthasana 2 or Vrikshasana. And then we're headed to the high lunge from here. Exhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle. Exhale, triangle. Lunge. Step the right foot up. Keep the knees soft. Bend the knees more. Plant the hands. Walk to the dog. 3 breaths in the down dog or the child's pose. Okay, you guys, peak work. Vasisthasana variations. So, depends on how this shape is for you. You can come back to anything that we've been doing, right? So the half lunge, it's like a lunge tipped over, right? The staggered feet, the stacked feet, maybe the hovering foot. If all of that went well and you're up for a little more challenge, there's 2 more possibilities, and you probably can guess what they are. So you can make the tree shape or the Hatha 2 shape. So that last one is a doozy. So I'll talk you I'll talk you through those last two for those of you who want to give it a go. And this is, you just work in and out of these variations as you choose it for this last couple of minutes. So from the plank shape, you'd bring the big toes together, turn to the side, lift the right arm up, establish your nice strong side plank first. Then, like we did at the beginning, pull that knee in. You can grab the ankle and step. Please don't step on your knee. Try not to do that. So this is an option. Or you can grab the foot. You could do a strap. I'm not that skilled. It's a lot of wrangling for me in this shape. And then, woo, I'm talking too much and not engaging enough. It's a lot of strong left leg pressing down into the left fingers. Squeeze your belly. So come out as needed. I need to breathe for a second. Hard to talk and do that. And then you dive into side two when you're ready. I'm gonna take just a second here. Okay. So I'll flip around. Toes together, plank. Tip to the side. Establish it, but don't fatigue yourself, right? Pull the knee in. Maybe you're here. Tree plank, Rikshasana, Vasisthasana, or grab the foot and extend. And then you can come out when you're ready. And so we'll meet in a child's pose. When you're ready, you can just join me. So no rush. I'm actually going to put blocks under my hands for this. So it just gives me a little extra. So you can try that too if you want. You do not have to. But when you're ready, child's pose with the arms stretched forward, either on blocks or not. Then we're going to take this into a lateral child's pose to stretch out the side waists. So when you're ready, walk your hands over to the left. Drop back into that right hip. Stretch the right arm forward. You might want to put your left fingertips on the mat. You might want to leave your left hand on the block or the floor, up to you. And just take several breaths into those side ribs and that side waist. And then when you're ready, come through the center and go to the other side. So you spend as much time as you would like with that. And then you can come onto your back as you are ready. And I'm going to take a few of our little supine side stretches here. So like right side stretches long. Side stretches long. You could go all the way into the banana asana if you want, depending on how deep you got into those side plank variations. The obliques will probably feel it tomorrow. So this is a little release for that. You can grab the wrist and stretch, whatever you want to do here. And then just see, maybe you want to do like a block squeeze between your knees. or a supported bridge, whatever last shapes you need. And resting when you're ready. Could do knees knocked in, supported bridge too. We did a lot of external rotating. So as always, resting shape can be anything you need it to be. When you feel satisfied and ready to rest, drop into your chosen shape. So, of course, you're welcome to keep resting. If you're ready to close practice, start to reconnect to your breath. And in your own time, in your own way, begin moving again, eventually ending up seated. Check in when you get there, whenever that is. Just notice how you feel. May our practice of yoga help us to find good balance between softness and strength, between doing and non doing, between engaging and letting go. Thank you guys. Take care, everyone.